Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, hit like and subscribe, then that's just going to help promote content out to those who need it, and also you'll be notified when my next video is released. Within this video I'm going to share with you my top 4 adjustment techniques for the Sacro Iliac joint. When the Sacro Iliac joint is irritated, it can be absolutely devastating. It can result in buttock pain on the same side, hamstring pain, and also pain in the feet, and can cause a sharp burning irritation or pins and needles, or also leave the leg feeling really heavy, and in extreme cases can result in urinary incontinence and also sexual dysfunction. So if you have got the condition and it's really severe, then it can be absolutely devastating. But usually it's only a mild sort of diffuse pain that's focused on a single side. Alongside this video, you want to watch my video on strengthening the Sacro Iliac joint, as the two of these go hand in hand. As Sacro Iliac joint pain is usually a result of too much mobility or movement in the Sacro Iliac joint. So you want to focus on the muscle strength in order to provide a really strong pelvis to support your SI joint. If you've got any queries or questions, feel free to drop them in the section down below and I'll be more than happy to help. So essentially when you look at the pelvis, it's this bone that starts to rotate forward and cause pain and irritation. And more often than not, it's usually the right hand side. Essentially with these mobilisations, we want to rotate it back, so again posterior rotation, just to help better align the Sacro Iliac joint at the back of the hip. In order to do so, we're going to do an MET technique, so lifting the leg and pushing down with equal force to what you're pulling up with. Once you do that for 5 seconds, then lift the leg up a little bit further and then do the exact same. So what you're doing is really working on the posterior pelvic musculature, especially on the glutes. You get it activating and it just helps to encourage the hip or the pelvic bone back into a posterior tilt or a posterior rotation. And this is really effective at resetting the joint. After every single time, you want to squeeze the adductors in together, just like so, and this helps to reset the pubic symphysis joint, so the joint that's at the front of the pelvis. So after each and every single one of the self-adjustments, you want to do this. And to make it slightly harder, you can just reduce the amount of space you're squeezing against, so really thinning down a towel. And you can also use it with your fists as well if you don't have a towel at hand. So really squeezing in, and you should get a real click or a clunk in the front of the pelvis. So again, you can do this with a single fist to reduce the amount of space you're squeezing to make it slightly harder. So next we're going to internally rotate the hip joint or rotate the foot out, and then apply equal pressure with the knee and the hand. This is mainly for an in-flare or out-flare of the pelvis, but it's really effective at trying to get a little bit more of that posterior rotation and helps to initiate the glute med, so it gets the glute med firing and working and able to help support the pelvis. So with this one, you just want to externally rotate the hip or rotate the foot in. And then again, you want to apply equal pressure with a hand and the knee. I'd repeat this through 3 to 4 times in order to get maximal benefit. And again, go through the adductor squeeze after this in order to reset the pubic symphysis or the joint at the front of the pelvic complex. Next up is a little bit more advanced, but it's probably one of my favourites. So you want to put a stick in between the knees and then push down the leg that you're wanting to adjust and up with the opposite leg. This is a really good way at helping to encourage that posterior rotation and again alleviates any pain in the Sacro Iliac joint, and it's incredibly effective if you have got a true Sacro Iliac joint dysfunction. So you really want to make sure that the stick doesn't rotate through. So you want to apply equal and opposite pressure with the stick, and this just makes sure that you've got a stable base to resist against and really helps facilitate the adjustment. Thanks for watching this video. If you haven't already, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, as it just really helps to share the video out there to those who need it, and also you'll be updated when my next video is uploaded. I hope you've got a better idea of how to adjust your Sacro Iliac joint at home by yourself. If you've got any queries or questions, drop me a comment in the section down below. Additionally, you want to watch my video on Sacro Iliac joint strengthening to ensure that you've got a really good force closure around the joint so the muscles are really nice and strong and able to help support you as much as possible, as Sacro Iliac joint pain is usually a result of too much movement. So if the muscles are nice and strong, it's going to limit that movement and reduce down your pain. And I'll catch you in the next video.